Are we live? Hello, everyone. Welcome to What's Up Wednesday. First, can I get someone to give me a thumbs up if you can see and hear me okay? Didn't even get my hand lotion on. The time got away from me. Waiting on, can you hear me? Maybe Terry can let me know. We'll make it a Terry job. Terry, thumbs up. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate that. I really do. Let me scroll back up and see who's here. And if I miss you, I apologize. Okay, we have Glenda. Gonna try to catch the live. We hope you do. And Beverly is here. She says, I'm ready, Freddie. And Pat says, good morning to you. And Lisa said, for everyone that has watched Young Frankenstein, please post an emoji of your choosing. This is a simple poll just for fun. Well, I have not. No emoji. I love Gene Wilder. I think he was comic genius. Just not even... There's no one that could compare. Denise says, hello everyone from a very spring day in northeast Scotland. She can't be with us, but that's okay. I know she'll watch the replay, but you have a great time, Denise. And there's Terry, our mod with the pink gloves. And Deb S., the Pug Mama Quilter, says, hello, everyone. Well, hello to you, Deb. And our blue wrench holder, Lisa, she always brings coffee and donuts. She is in town. Oh, I say that, and Lisa says, and Terry's in the house. Okay, Susan Munger is here. Fabric. So one can never have too much fabric. I love looking at all the pretty fabric in the quilt shops. Absolutely. And hello to Richard in Rhode Island. He says, finally made it. Missed the last few lives. I had other obligations, mostly appointments. Going to go and get another cup of tea. You have to share, though, with everyone. Yes, we're glad you're here, Richard. Susan is working on making some egg aprons. I've seen those. Melanie Taylor, hello to you as well. People saying hello to each other. I'm trying not to miss anyone. Good morning, Jill. She says, good morning. It's so nice to see you all again. It's sunny and 48 here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Susan has 82 in Florida. Susan made canned 9.5 quarts of strawberry pie filling. Well, yum, yum. I used to do a lot of canning myself. Rita is here from Crystal Dragon House of Creation. She says 48. Wow, that's cool. Good morning, afternoon, Georgina. Hello to you. And Betty is here saying hi to all the scrappers out there. Kathleen Kendall from Unity, Maine. I know where you're from. She says, good sunny at the moment day. Good to see you again, Marie. The temps are finally getting warmer. Ninian says, hello, Marie, with a heart and a smiley. Well, hello to you as well. And Gladys is here saying hello. I'm so glad to see you. And Beverly's here. Good to see you. Laura Sopp, Judy Hebert. I've got to go really quick here. Carolyn Sagal. Here's Honor, one of our other wrench holders. Good to see you. I think I caught everyone. So hello. And if I didn't, I apologize. Oh, there's Valerie. Hello, Valerie. So right now, at the moment, it is 37 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 3 Celsius here in northern Maine. We are supposed to reach a high today of 43 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 6 degrees Celsius. So, yeah. Okay. First off, before I go any further, I want to apologize for last week's live stream. I know a lot of people were having glitching issues, and at first they said, oh, my internet's going in and out, and then Terry, who is the brains of this operation, no, she really should be though, because she's a smart cookie, she thought maybe it was coming from me, and the reason I didn't think so was because OBS, which is what the program, or whatever you want to call it, that I use to stream this, if the internet lags or things like that happen, it pops up with notifications on my screen, and I wasn't getting anything, so I thought that it wasn't from me, but apparently it was, because I haven't watched the replay, but I hear it was pretty glitchy, so I apologize. I wouldn't have known what to do to fix it, so wouldn't have done me any good. I just would have probably ended it. Hi, Bonita. Bonita says hello from Kentucky. Cheryl Brown is sipping her coffee while cutting men's shirts into strips. It's in the 40s in western Michigan. Judy says it's 66 in Georgia. Pat, she says, oh, for the first time yesterday, I went to the store in shorts, t-shirt, and Zoe's. No pants, shoes, and jackets. Oh, and I'm in Vegas. Well, that would add up. Hi, Joyce. Joyce says, good morning to everyone. And Carla is here. Hi, Carla. She says, hi, every crafty person. She's saying hello from New Mexico. And Terry says to never mistake her for the brains of the outfit, but I am anyway. All right, so thank you to my mods, my moderators, because like I say, they really are my right hand. They are. I couldn't do it without them. And I also want to thank Kimberly for our weekly fabric giveaway. So that is Kimberly from her shop, My Fabric Addiction. And if you haven't been there, you should trot on over and see what she has. Her link is down in the description box below the video. Or you can just go to Google and type in My Fabric Addiction. Okay, so before we go any further, I'm going to say that everyone who watches me knows that I have been sick. And I'm not going to dwell on this part. I'm just going to give you an update. Okay, I've lost a considerable amount of weight in a very short time. I had influenza A. I know I told you guys that last week. I saw the doctor again yesterday because I do feel better. And like right now, I didn't really do much all day because I saved my energy for you guys because I just love you all. So I wanted to bring my best. But the thing is, I went to the doctor because everything tires me out. Okay? So like, say when I get done this live stream, I'll be in the recliner because I'll be tired as if I had done something very physical. So that's why I went to the doctor, because I thought, you know, the flu went on almost a month. I was sick. So it just kind of, you know, when you can't get over something. And I hate to say that because I can see I do look a lot better, and I'm sure I sound a lot better. I don't have the cough. I don't have any of that, but I haven't gotten my energy back. I don't feel like myself, and it was to the point where I was concerned. And so the long and short of it is they're going to run a bunch of blood panels and see if they can detect anything. You know, they're going to do the CBC. They're going to do everything, you know, from A to Z and check on that. And in the meantime, he just said rest, fluids, you know, sleep when I can, eat when I can. And, you know, some of it could be because I'm not eating well, because food just doesn't appeal to me. Either way, I am getting better, so no one to worry. I'm just not back to my regular self. But I will be soon. That being said, I am going to have a tutorial very soon. Now, I'd like to say it's for Sunday, and it very well could be Sunday, but I'm going to go at my own pace. It's not an involved project, but it's a very fun project. And the only hint I'm going to give you is you're not going to need your scraps of fabric for this one. Although you could use some, you won't absolutely need them. Okay, how's that? Let me see who we have coming in that I've missed. Peggy Lee, good morning from Las Vegas. Goodness, Vegas is in the house, aren't they? And Terry said, you're welcome, Marie. Always glad to see you feeling more like yourself. I am more like myself. I really am, Terry. Just like I said, just don't have that energy or any zip at all back to do anything. I actually stitched 2 lines of fabric today while I was chatting with a friend this morning. I don't know if that counts, but oh goodness, let's see. Deb says she can't wait for it, and Laura says I'm looking forward to watching your tutorial. That's awesome. Michelle, hi Marie and friends, great to see you. Well, I'm glad you're here. Thank you, Michelle. Georgina, hi Georgina. Goodness. I just saw Deb S. this morning. I turned on YouTube when I came into the sewing room I was just going to pick up some thread and bobbins that have literally been here 4 or 5 weeks sitting on my sewing table. That is how long it has been since I've really done anything. So I thought, I'm excited for this tutorial, and I'm working on another project which I don't mind showing you guys if indeed you'd like to see it here in a few minutes. What was I going to say? Totally lost it. Just like that. Oh, and you know what? Kind of going back to the other thing. I felt pretty good last week when I had my live stream. I woke up Thursday morning with a raging sore throat and a temperature. Talk about discouraging. I was so discouraged. I told my husband, I've had enough of this. This is crazy. It's the flu that won't end. Will I ever get better? But it's almost like it came back for a couple of days and then left. And that was the oddest thing to me. But anyway, just be careful out there. All right. So, Deb S., that's what I was saying. I was picking up all these spools of thread and matching them with their bobbins because I have these little things that go on top of my threads. You put this thing in the, I have one right here. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. So you have your spool of thread, and you have your little doohickey, as my dad would have called it, and you push that down in there, and you take your bobbin and you push your bobbin on there, and everything's held together. I like that. Marden's had some a while back, and I bought them, and then I went back in before they were sold out, and I must have bought 5 or 6 more packages because they're very handy. My cat loves them too, just in case anyone needs to know. So I was sorting all that and thinking, I'm going to get to my sewing. This is so cool. But while I'm sorting, I'm going to turn on YouTube and I didn't know if I was going to watch a documentary or what. I was going to see what popped up. Well, I turned it on and there's Deb S. and she's holding up fabric. And I'm like, oh, fabric. Pretty little things. She got some beautiful fabric. So if you want to check her out, her link is always, I'm sure, if it hasn't been dropped yet, I'm sure Terry can drop it, but it's Deb S., the Pug Mama Quilter. And she got some really good deals. It's beautiful fabric, and she tells where she bought it. But, it's always fun to look at fabric, and especially when other people buy it, so, it's not coming out of our pocket. Connie, hello. She says, did you have COVID? Funny how they don't test that anymore. Actually, that's a very good question, Connie, because I haven't tasted things much. Everything tasted metallic from when I got sick. When I went to the emergency room on March 2nd, I had been sick with it for about 6 days, and they swabbed me with just one swab, but it's an all-together test now. So when they test you for that, they're testing you for COVID, influenza A, influenza B, and all the variations of those, because there's like influenza A something and B something and all that. So they test you as an all-in-one now. As far as our area does, I don't know what it's like in your area. Okay, but that is a good question. And then Deb says, LOL, I just filled in the Lori quilting in the country while she doesn't feel good. Uh-oh, she's sick. I hope she gets better soon, and I hope it doesn't drag out. Carla says her sewing machine seized up last Thursday. She's working on a borrowed machine, but she misses her Sweet Charlotte. Well, with a sewing machine named Sweet Charlotte, how could you not miss it? But no, realistically, we get used to our machines. We know where all the buttons are. We know where everything is. It's just comfortable, like a comfortable pair of shoes, right? Jill says, that's nice. There's a lot of people not feeling good. There really is, isn't there? I heard last week, and I don't know the person, but that a man in his early 50s, very healthy, was put in the hospital because he had been sick at that point for 4 weeks with influenza B. Just wouldn't quit. And I can understand that. You know, mine was getting better. Every day I'd say, oh, I feel a little bit better. And I did. But then some days I went backwards, and then it was just better so very little at a time that sometimes it was hard to tell. Hi, Kathy. Kathy Walcott says, I'm glad I stumbled across you. Perfect timing. Glad to see you're back, Marie. Well, thank you, Kathy. That's very sweet. I'm glad to be back. Well, there's Mona. Mona did what? She dropped by. Hi, Mona. How are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hello, Lynn and Journals. Good to see you. Glad you dropped in. Okay, let's see. Everyone's saying hello and all sorts of things like this. Lubby girl, I never remember. Is it Lubby or Luby? I never remember. I apologize. Good to see you again. She says, oh my goodness, I thought I had missed this. Well, I'm glad that you didn't. We're glad you're here. And Mona, thank you so much for taking the time to drop in. I haven't seen one of your videos lately either. I haven't done anything. Richard said, everything tasted like aluminum when I had my gallbladder out. It took months for anything to taste good. Even water tasted bad. It's funny you say that because I kept telling my husband and everyone, my water tastes metallic. It does, and it doesn't matter. I'd go and I'd dump it out and get fresh ice and water. And we have our water delivered in those 5-gallon jugs. We have a cooler. But it didn't matter if I used that water or the tap water. It just tasted metallic. And it still does. Although, the one thing I noticed is I'm not a person who uses a lot of salt. I will salt things like my potatoes or green beans or things like that. But I don't salt food in general. I have found that I have had to salt my food to even taste anything. Oh, thank you, Terry. Terry posted the link for Deb and her fabrics. She wrote, thank you very much. I just noticed this. Lynn and Journals, does anyone see me? No one's saying hi to me. I did say hello to you back a while, just when you came on. I apologize that you didn't see it. I certainly try to get everyone as they come in. Hi, Sandra Kay. Good to see you. Glad you're here. Thank you, Mona. I am feeling better. Richard's laughing, saying my fat finger's making typing mistakes. I think we all do that. And Pat, oh my goodness, she says for most of February I was sick too. It's the longest I have lain in bed since I had COVID. That I have heard this so much from people, and I'm still spending the majority of the time, my time in the recliner. Like today, I have a game I play called Pearl's Peril, and I want to try to catch up on that because I'm on a team. But a lot of times, I don't want to do anything other than I'll just watch TV or watch videos because it's like I don't even want to do this. But I am feeling better. I really am. No lie, I am. Hi, Charlotte. Good to see you too. Absolutely glad you're here. Okay. So back to my little list here. I told you there'd be a tutorial. This should be this weekend, if not Monday, but as soon as I can get it up there. How's that? I know that I haven't, like last week I didn't do any drawings. This week we're going to draw for postcards because like Giovanna won, I'm going to say 4 or 5 weeks ago, and I haven't made her postcard because I haven't sewn really. I say that I started one thing, but I didn't have my postcard stuff out. But either way, we're going to draw for the comment of the week, which for anyone who knows about it, you know, but if you don't, I just choose one comment from last week's What's Up Wednesday, just a random comment. Chooser is what I use, and that person wins a postcard from me. And then there's the creative word of the day, where I give a word, and if you use it in your comment that you leave under the video, then you have a chance to win. I do a drawing. And last week I used the word March, so everyone who used the word March in their comment is in the running for a fabric postcard, because now that I have enough oomph and wherewithal to do it, I'm going to be back in the sewing room. So we're going to do those two, but because I forgot to mention it last week, we're not going to do the fabric giveaway from Kimberly at My Fabric Addiction. So because of that, I'm going to mention it right now in case you're new. So if you're new here, if you live in the United States, the continental United States, and you haven't won anything from my channel in the past 90 days, you can leave a comment, and in your comment use the word fabric. And once a week I choose a winner, and Kimberly sends that person a wonderful package of fabric from her shop. And again, her shop name is My Fabric Addiction. I found her on Etsy as My Fabric Addiction and the number 1. But you can just simply type My Fabric Addiction. You can find her, and again, her link is in the description box. But she gives away to one lucky winner every week. She gives away just some happy fabric. That's all I can say it is. It's a wonderful package. She's a very kind-hearted person, and she's very generous with her winnings. And I know so many of you shop with her, and I appreciate that, and I know she does. And I always tell people, make sure you tell her that you heard about her here or that I sent you, but you don't have to, but it's always a good thing. All right, let's see if I've missed anyone. I apologize. I am trying. Hi, Loretta. Loretta says hello to everyone in the chat. Bummer, I don't think I've left a comment for at least a minute. Got to get back in there. LOL. Yeah, oh yes, and I wanted to mention that. As far as comments go, only one comment. Like if someone goes in and makes a comment and says fabric, and then they make another comment and they go in and they use the creative word of the day, I can cancel those out, because I actually had 1 week someone left 12 comments in a row trying to win. So I asked please that everyone please try to keep it to one comment, and if you forget something, go back in and edit that comment. But you got me laughing now. All right. Hi, Aunt Di. She says, hi, everyone. Better late than never. Good to see you. Thank you for dropping in, Aunt Di. Can I call you Auntie? Is that appropriate? And Betty, you're so sweet. She says, I love your postcards. They're so beautiful. Well, thank you so much. And Laura says, Kimberly's Etsy is absolutely amazing. I've ordered from her many times. Yes, I adore her shop. I found her right around the same time that I started the channel. I had just recently purchased something from her, and then when I started my channel, I said, can I mention your shop on my channel? And because I wanted to tell everyone where I bought what I was showing, and she said absolutely. And then it just worked into this, and she's very supportive of this channel, And I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. I know you guys do. So thank you so much for being supportive of her shop. I appreciate it. Honor, hey Honor. She loves that blue wrench, you know. She actually has two. That's what I heard. You know, rumors and all. She says she has beautiful pre-cut quilt kits too. Yes, that's right. And for anyone who likes panels, she has a lot of panels. A friend mentioned to me today that they wanted to do a window pane quilt. And I said, oh, I've always wanted to do one of those. And Kimberly had sent me a beautiful panel back at Christmas time. Of course, I haven't really been making quilts, but something that size I think I could handle. I do have, I just actually was looking at it this morning. I have a layer cake that a subscriber at the time, but a friend of mine purchased for me back when, oh my land, it's been over 2 years, and it's Christmas fabric. It's beautiful, and it was from Kimberly's shop too, I believe. Anyway, I was just looking this morning to make sure I had the fabric for the back because I'm going to make a rag quilt with it. And I was thinking, I need to get that out and get it. Of course you do. One project going at a time? Nobody has one project going at a time, right? We all have more. Anyway, good project to have on the side. Let me catch up. And Gladys, and Sandra, she says she missed. I'm sorry, this is scrolling. I can't keep up. Laura wishes she could sew as fast as she shops. Oh, goodness. And Laura says that she's purchased several of her pre-cut quilts when she needed to finish something quilt. Yeah, something fast. Yeah. Okay. Terry's addicted to Kimberly's shop. Is there an intervention for that? I don't know. Okay, all right. Honor has a shed full of tools. Good to see you too, Jill. I'm sorry, I'm trying to do my best. I can't reply to everyone or comment to everyone, but I am reading them. You guys are so sweet. Okay, so anyway, because I haven't had a regular schedule of What's Up Wednesdays, although we should be back on track now, as long as I don't have any more health issues come up. Everything should be back on track. We will be back to our regular drawings and things in April, which is next week. So we'll be back to our regularly scheduled program. Isn't that what they used to say? Yeah. And, you know, another project that I have wanted to do for a long time is curtains for here in my sewing room. I want them to be scrappy, I know that, but I've thought, do I want them like a crazy block? Do I want to make squares? Do I want to keep it to one color theme or one or two colors, or do I want it random? I don't know. Decisions. I need to figure that out because I have a lot of scraps. Okay, so I got a new t-shirt. I'll show it to you. Toxic Twins World Tour. And I'm not into skulls so much, but you know, I am into Aerosmith. Anyone who follows me knows I am a huge Aerosmith fan. And they have t-shirts, quite a few different t-shirts. The last two I got before this, actually, Auntie Di bought me an Aerosmith t-shirt a few months ago. A gray one with the band on it and the name. And just after that, or right around that time, my husband got me one, and it's a concert t-shirt from when I saw them. Because when I went to their concert in '84 in Portland, Maine, I didn't get a t-shirt. They were selling them there, but I didn't get one. So on Amazon or Etsy, somewhere he found an Aerosmith Back in the Saddle 1984 tour t-shirt, and it had on the back, it had the date of the concert that I went to, you know, and where it was. So that was pretty cool. Well, I didn't have this one, and you probably don't, unless you're an Aerosmith fan. You're not going to know what I'm about to say, but the lead singer, the lead singer Steve Tyler, and I want to say the other main guy, but the one you see out front, Joe Perry, they look a lot alike. They did, especially back in the 70s and 80s, but like their bone structures, they look like they could be brothers, okay? And back in the day, they used to do a lot of naughty medications, let's say. And so they were known as the Toxic Twins. They actually, after they went to rehab, did a tour, and they called it the Toxic Twins World Tour. And in a lot of their videos that are on YouTube, they have this t-shirt on. So I've always wanted one, and I finally got one, and that's enough about that. But that's what my Toxic Twins skull t-shirt's all about. All right, let me catch up quickly here. Laura told Terry that if she could find an intervention, they could go together. Oh, Aunt Di, or anything. I see that. Honor, there's that Marie laugh that I need on repeat. You're so sweet. Carla, I'm thinking of starting on an ongoing project, perhaps a bookshelf. Any suggestions? I'd have to think about that one, Carla. Susan says that during Hurricane Helene, her table runner kit got ruined, and I emailed Kimberly and asked if she had another one because mine got ruined, and she mailed me a replacement one. That was so sweet of her to do that. That sounds exactly like something she would do. That was very nice, Susan. Thank you for sharing. Thank you very much. Aunt Di says, I want to use a panel to make an attic window quilt. Well, there we go. What did I call it that? I know there's more than one name for it. Carrie. Hi, Carrie. She says, hi, Marie. Glad you're back. I've been sewing. I did 8 quilt tops for the church, and they tie them. Wow, goodness gracious, Carrie. That's awesome. All right, let's see. Just finished a shirt for hubby. I'm not much into sewing apparel. I prefer small kitchen items, quilts, etc. Yeah, that's me too. I don't even know if I'd take on a shirt, to be honest with you, but that's awesome. And all right, let's see what we can find. Susan says, I keep buying from her. Such a sweet person. I love supporting small businesses that care about their customers. That's very true and very nice of you, Susan. Okay, Terry says, fun times, Marie, Toxic Twins. Well, it sounds like it might have been, well, I'm going to leave the words out, but yeah. Fern, hello, how are you? Aunt Di says, you're showing your age, Terry and Marie. Yeah, I know. We know. Yeah, you know what I heard yesterday at the doctor's office? I heard when I said that, it's taking me a long time to get over this. I heard, and this isn't verbatim, but, well, when people get up to a certain age, they tend to not get over things as easily as they did when they were younger. Yeah, because I didn't know that, see. Not what I wanted to hear. Oh, my goodness. Terry says, Aunt Di, I was a toddler back then when Aerosmith was touring. Yeah, Terry, go bull. You need to shake things up a bit there. Okay, so let me see, what was next? So, like Giovanna, I still owe her a postcard, but I'm going to get that out. Before we get to the 2 postcard drawings, I haven't really done a whole lot, but if you guys would like to see what I've been working on, I will show you. And I can show you the fabric that I got from Martin's, right? Actually, it was the day before I got sick with influenza A. But if you'd like me to show you the fabric, I will. Oh, goodness, and I have some chocolate here. Look at that. You know what's funny is I don't ever look at a Hershey bar without thinking of my daughter. When she was little, I can't remember exactly how it came about, but she was a toddler. And you know how kids will say things and you'll be like, what? Because they're saying it the best way they can, but it doesn't sound like what we would say. And she kept saying she wanted door shuts. I'm like, what? Door shuts, door shuts, door shuts. Well, I could not figure out what a door shut was. I'll open this bag and you can plainly see a door shut. Our Hershey bar looks like a closed door. And when you're 2, it looks like a door shut. I have never forgotten that. That was the cutest thing ever. Seriously. Oh, goodness. Terry says up to a certain age. How old's your doctor? Well, he's not my age. He's probably 15 years younger than I am. But I'm telling you, it creeps up on you really quick. Terry says, oh, okay, I was just lying. I'll go put pepper on my tongue. Okay, let's see. Terry, Marie, can you taste the chocolate? No, actually I can't. Everything tastes odd. It tastes sweet. It's hard to describe, but I can't taste it. Aunt Di says, I look at a Hershey bar and I want a jar of peanut butter to go with it. Hey, remember those commercials where they dip one into the other? Was that the 70s or 80s? I don't know. Terry says, so cute, door shuts. And Carla says, door shut, too funny. It is. Okay, so let me set this aside. Now, I went to Martin's. I had bought, right when, probably 2021 or 2020, somewhere in there. Hi, Kathy. Oh, Kathy's Quilts and Crafts is here. Hello, hello. Hi, Joy T. Good to see you. She got her yellow gloves on. Terry had the pink ones. Anyway, back 3 or 4 years ago, you guys know my, I've got one here. They're called an open wide zippered bag. I make them. I have the tutorial. Okay, the zipper extends past. This is just one of those cheap zippers like you get on Amazon for like bulk price. The only thing that broke on it after about 3 years is this, the very tip. Anyway, I make these in various sizes. And I went online and bought some marijuana themed fabrics from Spoonflower and from an Etsy seller. And I sold them to a local dispensary. And so I was thinking about that, since that type of bag I could make them in my sleep. I love making those bags. So my granddaughter was over I don't know, a month or so ago, and she said, Mimi, we were into Martin's. Did you know that they have a bunch of marijuana fabrics over there? And I said, no, because I hadn't been in. So she said, well, in case you wanted to make more. So I said, oh, okay. So I went over. Now, before I show you that one, I'll show you this one I got from Kimberly at My Fabric Addiction. Okay? But if you look closely, there are birds. Let me see if I can get that up there. There's different things hidden in the leaves. I'm trying to find the one with the birds. Let me see if I can zoom in. Oh yeah, this one. Do you see the birds? Once I hold this up, I can't see what you're seeing. Anyway, that's the first fabric. Hubby's grandson had influenza and was in the hospital with some kind of muscle damage. I think he got dehydrated. He's autistic and forgets to drink his water. He has to be reminded constantly. Oh my goodness gracious. Yikes. Well, I hope he's better. Wow. I know, see, one of our granddaughters is autistic, and she came over. We didn't know she was sick. No one did. When my son dropped her off, she was fine, and that's how we got it. But she started coughing, and she curled up in the recliner, and when I asked her what was wrong, she told me that her brain was hot. So that was her way of saying she had a headache, you know. But yeah, has to be careful with the water. Goodness gracious. Jill says, my favorite open wide bag. Well, thank you very much. All right. Dawn, hi Dawn. Good to see you. Yo Patty says, pot leaves? Yep, they were. Okay, so back to the fabric here, and then I'll catch up on the chat. So that was from My Fabric Addiction there. She had sent me that in a package. Whether she sells it or not, I don't know. But I went over to Martin's to get these so I could make the bags and see if some of the local places are interested in buying them. So I found that one, just a black background with the green. And I found this one with jars. And this one just has words. So I thought I could do something, you know, similar to, let me grab a postcard or two here. Just like the bag I just showed you had it too. I take things, pieces, and sew them on. Words or whatever. Like when I do, like when I do this. So I thought the fabric with the words on it would be great because I could finish the bag and then put those words across there. So, and I only bought half-yard cuts of all of it because I bought 1/2 yard cut of half of the fabrics that they had. So they had more. Then they had more with words. And this was all $4.99 a yard, so I bought the 1/2 yard. And then I figured, because, see, I had fabrics left over from before, okay? But the thing I didn't have much of was for the inside, okay? My lining. I wanted something to match. I'm not going to go putting purple or red in there, you know? So Martin's is always a great place because they have the 108-inch wide fabric, and it's either $8.99 up to $11.99 a yard. And I mean, you can't beat that with a stick. That price is amazing. So when I was in there, I found this, and I know you can't see the color here, but it's a little bit brighter. Okay, this is almost too dark, and there again, I know you can't see, but then this one is a little bit brighter. It's a little bit more lime green than what it's showing, I think. But either way, let's compare it 1 to 1, and you can see. See, it's not exactly right, but you know what? It's a lining. $8.99. And I know I've told you guys this before. The 99.9% of the fabric that I buy at Martin's has nothing wrong with it. But there are times where you buy something and there's a flaw in it, or there might be a stain or a spot, a little one. I've never had anything, a big stain or whatever. And just because I said it, I can't find it. But there are a couple of spots on here that when you touch it, it feels like dust or dirt. Like if you dropped your fabric on the floor of your teenager's car and they hadn't vacuumed it, it had that gritty dirt. It just has that feeling. So I'm going to have my husband wash it, even though he does the laundry. Even though I normally don't pre-wash my fabrics anymore, that one feels a little stiff as well. So washing it won't hurt. $8.99 a yard. What a steal. You know, what a steal. So, I thought, I wonder what it would look like if I took, because I had a lot of the fabrics, like I said, that I had from before. I had some with words on it, just some different fabrics. So I had to go looking to find them, but I found them, and I cut well, most of them were cut up. I cut them smaller or squared them up and cut a couple of the other ones. Now, this is two sides, okay, of the open wide zippered bag. But this is what I have so far. So this is the top, or going upright, of one side. Whoops, goodness. And this would be the other side. And I started this morning, I was chatting with a friend, and I started putting some stitches going across, some decorative stitches, right? But my first time sewing in a while, and let me see if I can show you. Right here, it didn't stay straight. I kind of came down a little bit. Well, it's on cotton batting, so I thought, I wonder how hard that would be to tear out, and I started over here with the seam ripper, and you know what? It's staying like it is. I'm not taking that out. No way. All right, let me catch up on this chat. Dawn says she's here a little bit late, but just in time for a Martin show and tell. That's right. Honor says, I have a marijuana bag from your online auction sale. Yes, I had forgotten about that until you mentioned it. Susan says, pretty cannabis fabrics. Thank you. I thought they were. They had a great selection of them. And Terry says, she just got an email from my fabric addiction. Uh-oh, she's cutting you off, Terry. Cynthia, hello. Cynthia Gregory says, Marie, so glad to find you. I have also been ill since December, still exhausted and congested. I'm in Northern California. I just started sewing again after years from neck injury, but where can I find fabrics? Well, number one, I'm sorry that you've been sick since December. We're twins that way, because I had gastric issues that started in late November, and it's been an awful winter, so I'm sorry that you have been dealing with health issues for that long. I understand how exhausting it can be. And I have neck issues as well. I'm sorry to hear that. That's why I said we're almost like twins. We're not toxic twins, but we're twins. Let me see. I'll cover up the toxic part and just do the twinsies. Where can you find fabrics? Well, like I said, I always say that Kimberly from My Fabric Addiction, she does sponsor our weekly fabric giveaway, but there's a reason that we all love her shop. Her link is down below in the description box, or one of my mods can drop it, or maybe they already have because I'm behind. And there are so many wonderful small, family-owned, small business type places, and it's great to, I think it's great to shop there. Aunt Di, I wonder what you keep in it, Honor. Mona says, pop bag, LOL. Okay. Mona says, I'll take one if it comes with brownies inside. Well, what about Fruity Pebble squares? Goodness. Susan says, you keep magic brownies in it. That's it. I think it's so. Terry says, that's so pretty. I love green. Yes. And, I've never been a huge green fan, but I like that mottled fabric of that 108-inch wide stuff I got. Cynthia, I guess you could call me a pop bag. Looks like emerald. That's a great color name, Susan. Yes, that's what I should have been saying. Yes. Who's doing the baking, says Jill. I'll bake. I need supplies, but I'll bake. Oh, goodness. Aunt Di says, I'm thinking Marie will think twice about showing Mary Jane fabric again. You're so smart, Auntie. Okay, let me catch up really quick and we'll go on to a new thing here. Let's see, Ninian. My cousin in Corpus Christi might like one of these. He was injured in Vietnam and uses it medically for chronic pain. Yeah, they're a great thing. They really are. Yeah, Gluten-free brownies, please, says Cynthia. That's so cute. Awesome fabrics, says Georgina. Thank you. Susan Munger says you could make a cannabis quilt with it too. You certainly could. I'm not into doing quilts anymore because I used to make full-size quilts. I could make baby quilts, but because of my neck issues and stuff, I can't do the full size anymore. But a person certainly could. Aunt Di says the zipper pull could be a clip. It very well could. You know, you should be in this business. Maybe you're the one to make these things, Aunt Di. Lisa. Hi, Lisa. She says, love it, Marie. Thank you very much. Mona looks fine to me. Thank you. Betty says, I wish we had a Martin's here in Florida since Joann's is closing. Love your fabric choices. Thank you. And you know, I might go back over and grab some half-yard cuts of the other ones because, you know. Yeah. And Terry says, leave it. It's not noticeable, meaning the straight or uneven sewing line. Thank you. Okay, let's see. My son would love a quilt made from those fabrics, says Pat. Actually, some ornaments Marie made are safely stored inside, says Honor. Well, we don't have to believe you, Honor. We can make our own decisions. Oh, Terry posted a link to Kimberly's sale. So if you've never shopped at My Fabric Addiction, or you have and you didn't know there was a sale, Terry put a link, and I know she'll send that to me on Messenger so that I can edit the description box so that when you check and you watch the replay, that sale link will be down in the description box. Thank you, Terry. You're like my secretary. Mona says, I don't like gummies. Too sweet. Thank you for the reminder of the thumbs up. Terry, I appreciate it. Yes, anyone who wants to give a thumbs up, I really do appreciate it. It helps. Comments help as well. I read them all. Aunt Di says she doesn't do zippers, but we know that she could. Richard is correct. He said once you do zippers, you won't want to stop. And I agree with that. Kathy says, so do you set up a little table outside the pot store to sell your pouches like a lemonade stand? No, but boy, you know, no, I just take them down and I show them what I have and I ask them. I had one of them say, I'll take them and if they sell, I'll give you the money. And they didn't sell a whole lot because they marked them up way too much over what I told them they could get for them. But, you know, is what it is. Alrighty, so let me look at my list. So I'll check it twice, see who's naughty and nice. After today's conversation, one might not know. All right, let me see. I am still terribly behind. If you've emailed me, I'm sorry. I'm inundated with a million things to do, and it's not going to happen today, and it's probably not going to happen tomorrow because I need to finish my taxes. I need to get my stuff done. It's a nightmare. A nightmare. So, but I have read the comments and things. I haven't gone down through and hearted them or I haven't replied to much of anything. But you know, you guys, I've been sick, as you know, and so now that I'm feeling better, everything has fallen behind. I'm not kidding when I say everything in my life has fallen behind. So I have to catch up with, not that you guys' comments aren't real life, but I have to catch up with the things, the mail that came in that I didn't even open it, you know, things like that. So I know you guys understand that, you know. And back when my channel, you know, had 400 or 500 subscribers, even 1,000 or 5,000, I could keep up with emails, comments, things like that. But it gets time consuming. And I try so hard because you guys are just the best. You guys are the best. Absolutely. All right. The other thing, before we go to that I was going to show you is, I think I've mentioned before that, are you ready for this? I'm a slob, okay? I am. As an example, my mom and I were sitting in an office waiting for an appointment a few months ago, and there was a lady there, and she gave her husband a little snack out of her purse. I guess he was hungry or whatever. And he goes to eat it, and he slopped whatever it was down the front, and he's trying to wipe it. She's trying to find a napkin in her purse, and she's like, he's just like this. I can't help it. And I said, I'm like that too. I need like an adult bib. And I said, but you know what I do is when I cook, I always have an apron on. Because I'm always, if I don't, I splatter myself with food or slop sauce on my shirt or something. I always wear an apron, besides the fact that I like having the pocket, okay, on the apron. So I have worn an apron since my mid-20s. And I wear it now when I'm cooking, but I don't take it off when I'm done cooking. I leave it on till I'm done eating. It's my adult bib. Now, as far as aprons go, I made myself one, I'm going to say around the year 2000, and I had some beautiful, from Martin's, some beautiful rooster fabric that was like a medium brown, beautiful fabric, and I had that apron for years. It's not the only one I wore, but it was my favorite, and the belly of it wore out, as they tend to do, because it's where you're leaning against the cupboard and everything. So I had fabric left over from it. I'd just take a square and sew it on there, patch it up, and call it a day, you know. But either way, that finally had to go. It was just too old, as much as I loved that apron. So at Martin's, in the dollar bin one day, they had a panel for an apron, and I bought it, cut out the panel, made it up according to the size. I just didn't really care. It was rounded and it was all whatever. It wasn't my apron. So I had some Christmas fabric that looked like this. And it's, what do they call it, home decor weight. It's not a regular cotton. It's a little bit thicker. This has been washed for years. Anyway, I didn't have a very big piece, so I didn't think it would be big enough for an apron, but I needed something. And at the time, I didn't have the mountains of fabric that I have now. So I'm going to put this on. It does have a pin in it because Marie, who can sew, didn't sew when it fell apart. And I made this one afternoon so I could make supper, and I just kind of threw it together. But anyway, I'm going to show you this. I guess I can't show you. It doesn't even come down to my knees. It comes halfway down. All right? And this was a panel it was just a Christmas panel that I had. And I put it on there. Well, it has a pocket. Let me see if I can show you. You see the pocket here? Oops. Right here. But if you notice, let me hold a piece of fabric behind it. It's all thin through here. So I'm going to take the pocket off there, put a piece of fabric over it, and fix it. Because I have two aprons now. I have this one, and I have one that Richard, who was here in the chat, made for me that is double-sided. And the reason I told you about the rooster fabric 5 minutes ago when the story started is because, without knowing, he chose fabric that was almost exactly the same as the rooster fabric that I had had for years. Like, if someone tried, like, you remember something from memory and you're like, oh, I can recreate that. It's almost like someone did that, like, oh yeah, I remember this fabric. Let's make another one. It was so close. It was amazing to me. But, so those are the two aprons I use, and two kind of, I can keep going. Do you guys use aprons? I'm curious in the chat if you can tell me. Oh, Glenda's here. Hi, Glenda. Hi, Joan. I see Joan Meyer is here. Oh, I got to scroll back. Oh, Aunt Di says, I don't do zippers. I saw that. And Richard said, once you do zippers, you won't start. You won't stop. Di is terrified. Jill says, I agree. Marie taught me zippers. Aw, thank you. I'm glad it helped. Carla says, Aunt Di, the teeth don't bite. Susan, I love vintage aprons. Yes, me too. And vintage tablecloths. I get on Etsy and eBay and look at the vintage tablecloths. Help me, help me. Susan says she has one of her grandma's vintage aprons from the 40s. Yeah, I have some vintage aprons. I should dig them out and show you guys. I think I have 3. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate that. And Glenda says, Marie, hi, just me catching probably only 10 minutes with you guys. Well, 10 minutes is better than nothing. We're so glad you're here, Glenda. Let's see. Jill, thank you very much. Mona says, I saved some aprons, sent some to Lisa, and donated some. Oh, yeah, I love me a good apron. I do. Joan says, I want to make an egg apron. Yes, that was mentioned earlier on in the chat, Joan. Someone was making some. Let's see. Terry, I don't, only when I groom the beast. And June uses an apron. Glenda's saying hello to everyone. Jill says, no, she doesn't. Charmaine, hi, Charmaine. She says, I use an apron. Ninian loves aprons. Georgina says, yes, when I cook and painting pictures. Yeah, so I'll fix this up. When I do, I'll show you guys what I come up with, because I'm going to leave the green, but I'm going to fix it up a little bit. But when I do, I'm going to fold it in half and make myself kind of a pattern out of it. Because even though it's a little short, I do like it. And, you know, sometimes the girls will say, hey, Mom, you know, I want an apron, or, you know, I'd like one. They'll hint for Christmas or something. And I think that would be a good size for them. All right. So we have 2 giveaways to do. I gotta catch up here again. I gotta figure out where Peggy Lee says, no, I don't do aprons. You know, and it's funny because when I first started using them, I didn't really care for it. I'm like, yeah, I look like a grandma. You know, I was in my mid-20s. I'm like, oh, man, I don't know. And it was all about how I looked. But I started doing canning, and I mean, we had a big family. I cooked large meals. I found the pockets were handy. You know, I don't know why I just thought of it, but if you guys had kids who grew up in the 90s, you know what a Tamagotchi was. They're these little beeping things that were supposed to be an animal, and you had to click on them or they'd beep, and you had to feed them or they'd die and all this stuff. Well, it got to be that all the kids had them, and the teachers didn't allow them at school because of the sound, and the kids were always distracted and playing with them. So before the kids would leave for school, it'd be like, Mom, make sure at 10 o'clock to click this and do this, and they'd leave me a whole bunch of stuff. So I'd have those Tamagotchis, I don't know how they pronounced them. Anyway, in my apron pocket. I don't know what made me think of that, but... All right, let's see. No, I don't do aprons, says Peggy Lee. Cynthia, I'm looking for bolt fabrics for curtains and window shades. I wish I could help you, Cynthia. I don't know. I've never purchased that way. Where did I see them? What's the name of the place I bought? Terry, was it you and I who were chatting about it? The place where you can buy... I know I bought a whole bunch of fabrics from them. What's the name of the place? Oh my goodness, it's killing me. As soon as I think of it, I will let you know. Oh my goodness, that's going to kill me. I can't remember the name of it. Kathy says, I have the aprons my mom always wore. I should go get them from the basement and wear them myself. You know, you should, because it's part of your history, you know? Yeah. And Terry's dropping links for places with a bolt sale going on. Thank you very much, Terry. We appreciate that. Marshall Dry Goods. Yes, thank you, Terry. Marshall Dry Goods has wonderful prices all the time. But for bolts, I know they have, because I bought some fabrics where I think I spent like $197 or something at the time, but I didn't buy bolts, but I got pieces that were like 10 or 15 yards a piece. I don't remember exactly, don't quote me, but it was all one print, but like you'd get it in gray and blue and pink and green, so on. It was amazing. Amazing. Let's see, Tamagotchi. I remember those, says Terry. Yeah. But yes, thank you, Marshall Dry Goods. Cynthia says, not many shirts without spots now. Shoes too. Feel like a wet cat wearing an apron. I need to make my own. Doris, hello, hello. How are you? And she says, looks like I missed you today. Well, we're about to do drawings for the postcards. So you haven't missed us completely. We're glad you're here. And Glenda's leaving. She's giving everyone hugs. Thank you, Glenda. We hug you right back. She says, got to get back on the highway to the campsite. Well, you have safe travels. And Terry left a link to Marshall Dry Goods. Thank you, Terry. And she says they have plenty of bolts on sale as well. And Susan says, Marshall Dry Goods, awesome fabrics, especially for wide backs. Yes, if you make a quilt, they're your place for sure. Absolutely. Okay, so as I said earlier, we're not going to draw for fabrics this week because I forgot to mention anything last week or do anything about that. So we're not going to do that this week, but we will be back to regularly scheduled programs next week. So starting in April, we're back. Before I forget, I need to give you the creative word of the day. So if you're new, what it is you use that word in the comments section, not here in the live chat that's happening now, but later on. Is you, after this live is over, you refresh your page or you come back to the video to rewatch all this silliness or everything we chatted about, and you leave a comment below the video. If you use the creative word of the day that I give you, you have a chance to win next week and have your name drawn for a postcard. I also give away what's called a comment of the week, and that's just a random comment. All you need to do for that is leave a comment. No special word required. Let's see. Laura says, I'm not sure if anyone mentioned, but Lynn at Soft Squares is having an awesome bolt sale that ends Sunday. Yes, thank you, Laura. I think Terry put that one first. That was up a bit, but thank you very much for that. Susan says, Terry, I think my hubby needs a vintage sewing machine intervention. He keeps buying them. I said I just want a 222K. Oh, Honor says, have a blast. Oh, gotta go take the kiddo to his golf tournament. Well, you have a great day, Honor. Thank you so much. We love having you here as always. Keep that bag handy, right? Doris says, working on my sewing machine, all I got is a mess on the underside, so I know if the problem's on the bottom, it's your top thread, so I'm in a fight. Well, make sure it's a fair fight, Doris. I'm teasing. Okay, so what I did was I went ahead and I used the automatic YouTube comment picker for last week's video, and I didn't choose. It randomly chose one person using the word March, which was the creative word of the day. Oh yeah, see, that's how easily I get not sideswiped. Anyway, I was going to give you the creative word of the day, and I got looking at the chat box and lost my chug train of thought. All right, the creative word of the day, I explained how to use it, but today it is the word tool, T-O-O-L. And what I would like to know, not that you need to, you can just simply write the word tool if you want, but I got thinking, looking at these two things, okay? I'll show you, just in case. So this is a wrist pin cushion that I made up the pattern for. It was out one of my first videos. Don't put them in sideways. It has Velcro. If you haven't seen it, it is on my videos, okay? My tutorials. Love this thing. And then there's this. It's just like a little roller, okay? So the reason I chose the word tool is because I would like to know, what is a sewing tool that you use, that you love, that you adore, that you can't get by without now, that maybe you didn't even know existed, or maybe you knew they existed, but you didn't think you'd use it, but you do. So I thought it would just be kind of fun to use the word tool as our creative word of the day and find out what your favorite tool is that you didn't know you needed until you got it. Does that make sense? Something like that. Anything along those lines. I would love to read it. And if you guys haven't read the comments section when I ask these questions, oh my land, you talk about interesting. You guys give me wonderful comments to read. You really do. I love that stuff. Okay, let me see. Terry said, Laura, I did share links. Oh, I missed that. I'm sorry. I'm way... Laura, Terry, sorry, I missed it. My dad interrupted my Marie time. How rude. Oh, goodness. Let's see. But yeah, no apologies necessary. It happens. Oh, we're back. We're in the house now. And Richard says, Doris, make sure that your presser foot is up when you thread your machine. The thread will not go between the tension discs if the pressure foot's down when you thread it. Yes. Oh, goodness. Awkward Quilter GA. She says, I've been lurking. What are you doing lurking? Hello, lady. How have you been? I haven't seen you. I haven't even seen one of your videos in forever. I apologize. Good to see you, Lisa. Very good to see you. Joan says, seam roller for wallpaper. Oh, yeah, I forgot to say. So when I'm sitting there sewing scraps, you know I'm an ironer. Well, I don't have to keep getting up to iron. I can just go like that. And yes, do I still iron? Yes, I do. But I don't have to keep getting up every couple of minutes. So, yeah, that's how that works. Doris says, funny, I'm wearing your pincushion right now. Well, that's good, Doris. I'm glad you like it. Okay, and Pat is telling a favorite tool, and others are, it's not going to work. Your name can't get drawn here, everyone. Anyone who is telling me about a tool right now in the chat, it won't come up. It has to be in the comments section underneath the video, please and thank you. I just don't want you to do all that and not have a chance at winning, okay? Let me see, just some chit chat going on. Cynthia asks, Marshall Dry Goods online? Yes, it is. Yeah. Yeah. So to everyone telling me about your favorite tool in the chat, it just can't count because I use a YouTube comment chooser that goes down through the comments underneath the video. It's not anything that's drawn today. It's drawn next Wednesday. Lisa says she lurks everywhere. She just doesn't comment on many. I do that a lot. I'm so guilty of that. Laura says, Lisa, that's hysterical, and I identify. Okay, so the only way I can't show you guys, like have it come up and pop on the screen because I'm choosing two different things, two different winners, two different ways from last week's video. So there's no app or program that will bring that up on the screen for me. So what I do before the live stream is I go in and I put the link to the video in a YouTube comment chooser, and the first one is just a random comment, and I have that winner. And then I go in and I put the creative word of the day, which last week was March, and then I use that and choose the winner. And then I show you because it's on my iPad. So I'll give you the winner for the creative word of the day winner from last week. And what I do is I show it to you. I'm going to read it. This person was here earlier, actually. She says, "Sheesh, spell check. Greetings as we march on through the month and enjoy our sewing creations." So Dawn Stocklin, I don't know if you guys can see, you'll have to believe me. Dawn Stocklin wins the postcard for the creative word of the day for this week. All right, and I have the other one screenshotted right here. And that was a bill I paid. All right. So this is the comment of the week, meaning just a random comment. Well, not just, but a random comment with no special words needed. And they wrote, "Well, major bummer. I missed the live on this. Cutting out a shirt for hubby. I usually do not like sewing apparel, but for him I will. I bought the fabric at Hancock's and almost had to take out a personal loan for it. I got some major sticker shock, but he picked it out, so at least I know he will like it." So on YouTube, your name is The Remissionary. So congratulations to both The Remissionary and Dawn Stocklin. So I will go to those winning comments and I will let you know to email me. Yes, I've got to open my email, I know, after weeks. I will check my email or I'll write my email in the comments. You email me your mailing addresses, your names and addresses, so that I can get those out to you. So congratulations to both of you. All right, let's see. Terry, we can put our favorite tools after the video ends. Refresh your browser and put a comment below this video. Yay, but I like hearing your thoughts. I know, right? I like reading it all. I'm with you, Terry. I just don't want people to think they have a chance to win by leaving it here in the chat stream, or the chat. I'm not entering the drawing, says Lisa. Susan, wasn't that just heartbreaking about Donna Jordan passing away? I bawled my eyes out. Yeah, I talked about that last week. Very sad. I just can't go there again. But yes, very sad. Fern says, did you pick a winner for the March word? Yes, I just did. I'll turn this back on. Try to remember which one was which. Well, I had two winners. I can't remember which one I did first. I'll have to go back and do my replay. But we had the Remissionary for one and Dawn Stocklin for the other. So one of those was the creative word of the day, being March from last week. For one of them was Laura, LOL. Terry says, my favorite tool is my car that drives me to Hobby Lobby. Does that count? No. And Betty says she's a lurker as well. That's okay. We don't mind lurkers. You're still there. Laura says, my credit card's been on fire with the Viking stores closing and the great sales. Goodness. Valerie says, congratulations to the winners. Thank you, Valerie. Yes, congratulations, ladies. So, I think I've covered every single thing that I could. I'm going to go fix hubby and I something to eat. I know it's just after 1. We've been on for almost an hour and a half, but we've had a great time. Hey, there's nothing wrong with a good chat, right? But I'm going to go fix us something to eat. We get up very early in the morning, and so this isn't lunch for us. This will be our nighttime meal, kind of, and then we'll have a snack before bed. But I'm going to go cook us something to eat. Actually, first I'm probably going to go to the recliner and take a rest for a bit. But, I'm doing better every day, and I'm happy to be back. Like I said, I have a tutorial coming out, hopefully by Sunday, but don't quote me on that. It will be when it will be. I'll get it out to you, and you don't need any scraps. You can use them, but you don't need any, and I know, curiouser and curiouser. My goodness. Yes, Terry says, Laura, you scored. Enjoy. You deserve it. She does, doesn't she? That's very sweet of you to say, Terry, and very true. Hey, that's me. We have a winner. Okay. Well, my email address is in the description box below the video if you just want to email me there. But I will reply to your comment because I always reply to comments even if the winner is here in the live stream and knows they won. Georgina said it was an awesome live. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm glad that everyone had a great time. Thank you everyone for all the chatter and all the conversation about where the sales are at, how much we spent or didn't spend. All right, everyone. Oh, Doris's machine is working. Gracious. That is awesome. Terry says, I will get a 108 for the next project, Marie. Just finished the shirt. Awesome. I figured it was you when I read that based on what you said earlier. Turn on the oven if you're going to bake, says Jill. That's right. And you know what? I burned myself. Well, I guess it's mostly gone now. Burned myself on the oven the other day. I went to take bread out. Yeah, I've been baking bread. Went to take bread out, and when I did, I didn't have the oven door all the way down flat, and it started to come up, and it hit me like there. And then the next day, I went to take something out of the oven, and right here, I got a little mark. You probably can't see it now. It really didn't burn bad, but the rack. Like I don't burn myself for years and then twice within 24 hours. Thank you, Terry, for dropping my email there. Thank you, everyone, for being here. It was great to chat with you. Just wonderful to chat with you. And I'm so happy to be feeling energetic enough to be here with you all because you guys are a great group of people. So remember, be kind out there. The world needs more of that. I'll see you next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't, and don't forget to leave a comment. Right?